days a week at any time of day. The general store on 24 is located on Route 24 in Lewis.
Headlines you can't get through your day without. On Power 101.7.
All right, Jess, what you got?
All right, here we go. So investigators are beginning a probe of the tragedy at rapper Travis Scott's Astroworld Music Festival in Houston on Friday night, in which 8 people were killed and hundreds injured in a crush of spectators who rushed forward as Scott took the stage. They are expected to look into the design of safety barriers, the crowd control, the security plan, and more for the festival at the NRG Park, which was attended by more than 50,000 people. The dead ranged in ages 14 to 27, and over 300 people were treated for injuries at the concert, and 13 people remain hospitalized on Sunday.
Here goes the clip from Houston Mayor Sylvester Turner.
In terms of personnel, and Chief Fenner can go into this even more, but let me just say preliminarily, we know that there were about 528 HPD officers that provided security for the event, and an additional 755 persons representing private security that Live Nation had that was providing security at this particular facility. So there are a lot of, let me just say to you, there are a lot of unanswered questions. And over the next several days, several weeks, could be even longer, we'll take an in-depth look at everything that took place, why it took place, what steps we can do moving forward to mitigate an incident of this kind from taking place at any other point in time. Now, there are a lot of rumors on social media. Let me caution people not to buy into the rumors, okay? Because there are a lot of rumors, but nothing is left off the table in terms.
All right, so that's a clip from CBS from the Houston mayor talking about, the incident that happened on Friday. So very sad, very sad. And then, of course, Travis Scott spoke on the Astroworld tragedy.
I just want to send out prayers to the ones that was lost last night. We're actually working right now to identify the families so we can help assist them through this tough time. My fans really mean the world to me, and I always just really want to leave them with a positive experience. And anytime I can make out, anything that's going on, I stop the show and, help them get the help they need, I could just never imagine the severity of the situation. We've been working closely with everyone to just try to get to the bottom of this, the city of Houston, HPD, fire department, everyone to, help us figure this out. If you have any information, please just contact your local authorities. I'm honestly just devastated, and I could never imagine anything like this just happening. I'm gonna do everything I can to keep you guys updated and informed on what's going on. Love you all.
And there goes Travis Scott. Very sad situation. And,
It's a shame.
there's, like the Houston mayor did say, there's a lot of rumors on social media. One of them in which people were being injected with drugs.
That is one of the rumors that hasn't been confirmed.
I thought it was confirmed, but I haven't. All the stories we have this morning. Well, the one that we read earlier. Let's see. The one we read earlier. There are reports that some people in the crowd were injecting unexpected concert goers with drugs in the area where the surge first began. A security guard was pricked in the neck and passed out and had to be revived with Narcan. So, yeah, I guess it is. I guess it has been proven. That's from the Hollywood Reporter. So, I think the story was up on TMZ.
Because when you go to a concert, you don't expect anything like this.
Yeah, no, you don't.
I've been to tons of shows, concerts, festivals, all that. I've been in some situations where they do rush the stage.
They're trying, and that's another thing. All these people started bum rushing the stage, and people they're trying to figure out
that is different
why.
And scary. That is scary. There was one concert I went to, and it was very unorganized on the side of the stage, and you had to have a wristband to get up in this pit area. But there was a box of wristbands that were left out on one of the chairs that were there, and people just started jumping over all the seats, grabbing the wristbands, just throwing them out into the crowd, and everybody just went trampling, running, just like rushing the stage to get in the pit area. It's crazy.
Now for real.
Situations like that.
Maybe,
like,
all right, hold on. Maybe I'm showing my age. Okay, but for what? Why are people jumping over and throwing them to the crowd? And what's that gaining you? For what reason?
Do. They want to get front row. They want.
Yeah, but that's not helping your cause.
They wanna
You're
see
throwing
'em.
them. Yeah, but
No, some people were, but they already had theirs.
But why?
yeah,
Why
like,
would somebody like just grab a handful and throw them to the crowd? For what reason?
for the other people? Like
Why do
just coming,
they want
rushing
all
and
these people
jumping.
there? Why don't they just run there and get them? That's what I mean.
Who knows? That's what they were doing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's my question.
like-
for what?
One time we did this is not a concert, but even Black Friday, people were like rushing this pallet. And they're there with TVs, laptops, games, and they're like lifting them up over their head, and they're like passing them down through the crowd, and everybody's rushing and jumping on top and like trampling each other for it.
Now, how is that even fun? Like the whole thing, they needed a wristband for you said the pit area.
Yeah.
So what do you get there?
Up close.
Okay, so they
Touch
wanted
the stage. You want to see them. You want to be right there. You want to like
Yeah, if you get
feel
closer,
like you're
but
a
aren't
part of it. You want to feel like for some reason that you're going to get on stage yourself. That's what you go through. You think you're going to get on stage. You think they're going to pull you up there. You think you're going to get backstage. It's just to be up front.
I don't know. Maybe it ain't for me. Maybe I ain't
It's
into all that.
just
I've never
to be
I've never
up
really been
front.
like a huge concert
You know?
goer.
Or if
I
you
like
can't
going to
afford,
shows.
like the front row seats, and you're all the way in the back. And if you see a wristband or an opportunity to get closer, people go crazy.
Okay.
They do.
No, I mean obviously you want to get closer, and I
Yeah,
like
but
going.
They just go crazy, and if they think they're going to get into this special area or a VIP or the pit, they do it.
But I'm just trying to figure out, like, with
They
all
do
them
it.
people there and all them people running, I'd be like, no.
You imagine if I'm going to say, I don't know, my girls or my son or whatever are at a concert at Firefly, and their favorite artist is there.
Yeah.
And they see an opportunity of a wristband or get closer or get to the pit, or I think one of my kids would be like going for it.
No, I'm going to do that. But I'm not going to myself if it was my favorite artist or my favorite show or something like that. But I'm not going to risk getting hurt over it.
And you don't purposely do.
Yeah, but you
don't purposely think that all of a sudden you're going to get trampled and into this crowd. It just happens so fast when you have so many people coming.
I guess people don't think like I do. I'm just
one
thinking about it like
there
ahead
was
of
one
time.
concert I went to where it was just a gate that they just had there in front of the stage, and I didn't have to trample and do all this. I was already there early enough where I got first, right there in line.
Right.
So I'm there. But as the crowd and the concert started and got to be more and more pumped up, that whole hundreds of people behind you, they start pushing. They start coming up. The whole crowd, and you can't. I'm there. I'm pinched.
Then at that point, I'm backing
Yeah,
up.
but I'm stuck.
That's
and I'm
crazy.
like, how do you get out? You start looking. You're like, ho, 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 and you're trying to like get out of there, but you're stuck. You are jammed in there. There's just hundreds of people, and you're thinking like, ho, ho, whoa, whoa, and you're like trying to push them back yourself.
But there's too many.
They don't care.
Yeah.
They do not care. That whole gate went down. And they're rushing.
But that's what I'm trying to figure out.
But
the ones who don't care,
get out of there
when you're in that
because I don't wanna
situation,
get hurt.
the ones who don't care, that's what I'm trying to think about.
There's
What's
hundreds
running through their heads?
That they're going to get up front, that they're going to get in the pit, they're going to get VIP.
It's that important?
For them.
Why? That's what I'm trying to figure out the answer to.
Who knows?
For
because
what?
They think that they're, like I said, going to get a closer shot, get
By
front row,
pushing?
get a greater picture, a video, get on stage.
By pushing?
Yeah. Because they get up there. They
That's
rush
crazy.
the stage.
Well, and then stuff like this happens.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, there's been enough tragedies at concerts.
Years ago, with like Michael Jackson videos, people would pass out, get trampled.
People have been doing the same. All this is nothing new.
No, I went.
Yeah.
My dad would take us to concerts. My concert starting did not start like when I was, in my teens or in my 20s and 30s. This started when I was like 6. Okay?
Right.
We went everywhere. And my dad would take us up to the vet in Philly. he would take us to see Carlos Santana. We would be backstage. We would be on tour buses, but people go crazy over it. None of us ever got hurt, thank God.
But there's a way to do things. That's. I guess this is what I'm.
But when I will say, if you don't have,
But I can
I would
see
say
some idiot.
the venues play a big part, because if you have open areas like that, or a grassy area where there's no seating, standing room only, it gives people the ability and the freedom to just go wild.
Yeah. I don't know.
If you have a show on a big, like, grassy area, let's say, how do you control that crowd when they start rushing thousands of people?
Yeah, you
just
don't.
start moving forward.
No, I know. I mean, Firefly. I mean, the girls were telling me, my girls with the Firefly, and I mean, just you get in certain areas and people are pushing and whatever. I mean, it just gets crazy.
Yeah.
It just gets crazy. So, but I could just see.
It's sad because when you go there, you don't think of that. You want to have fun.
Yeah,
You want to jump
yeah.
up and down. You want to be in the pit. You want to,
absolutely.
have this great time, but you don't think it's going to be so overwhelming to the point where people are getting trampled. You can't breathe. And people just lose it. Some people just lose it.
That's what I'm trying to figure out, what goes through their head when they lose it. That's my question.
Their adrenaline goes. They're just like so fired up and so into it. And who knows what other things play a factor.
Well, there you go. I guess that's my answer.
I'm sure that does play a factor too with some things.
I don't know. Thoughts and comments,
if you
302.
Mix alcohol, if you mix any kind of drug, if you mix something else in there to go and pump you up even more.
858-5117. Check in with us. You ever been in a situation like that where you've been at a concert and you've gotten, bombarded, trampled, kind of pushed, uncomfortable situation, you can't get out, or maybe you're one of the ones who acts a fool. Let us know. Let us know. 6:50, it is the Bill and Jessica show. We got, we'll do sports up next, and then whatever news we didn't get to, we'll finish after 7. Good morning.